audience were my speech, my sister Nicole, her boyfriend Matt, my boyfriend Joe, my dad, and my mom. Jenny Element, final exam persuasion speech. If you could reduce the number of people who got a certain type of cancer, would you? If you knew this cancer killed one person every hour, would you do something to change it? How about if you knew that 86% of this cancer came from one thing? Would you get rid of it? Tanning and tanning beds is wrong and should have more laws in place to prevent this action. As a daughter of a melanoma survivor and someone who refuses to go in tanning beds, I have done my research on tanning in tanning beds is wrong, and I now have a strong stance. After my speech today, you'll realize that you are better off not going in a tanning bed, because if you do, you are increasing your chances in melanoma skin cancer. Today, I'll convince you that tanning in tanning beds is not acceptable. First, I'll discuss why you should worry about skin cancer. Second, I will talk to you how Illinois made a law to reduce teenagers from using tanning beds. And finally, I will discuss the issue behind tanning beds. According to the Cleveland Clinic website in 2015, there was an article that stated skin cancer is the most widespread form of all cancers in the United States. It is an estimate that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer in a course of a lifetime. According to the Skin Cancer Foundation website, in 2014, about 87,110 cases of new melanoma in the United States will occur, and there will be 9,730 deaths from the melanoma. From the previous mentioned source, over the past 3 decades, there are more new cases of skin cancer than combined occurrence of breast cancer, prostate cancer, lung cancer, and colon cancer. Now that we understand why you should worry about skin cancer, we can now focus on the Illinois law to prevent teenagers from using tanning beds. Before the new bill went into place in 2014, Illinois banned anyone younger than the age 14, but allowed teenagers from the age 14 to 17 to tan with a parent's permission and a sign slipped at the time of their session. If salons violated these rules, they receive a fine, anywhere from $200 to $500 for a $5 tanning session that their customer had. Teenage tanning is banned altogether in Chicago and the Springfield areas. According to NBC Chicago website, on January 1st, 2014, the bill Governor Pat Quinn signed went into effect to ban anyone under the age of 18 from using the equipment that releases UV ultraviolet radiation, including sun lamps and tanning booths. Governor Pat Quinn stated in the article that he has signed and said, "I am signing these new laws today for our youth and their families that they could be spared the consequences of a very serious and preventable health problems that are caused from dangerous habits at a young age, tanning." According to the American Cancer Society, the lifetime risk of getting melanoma is about 1 in 40 Caucasians, 1 in 1,000 African Americans, and 1 in 200 Hispanics. Unlike many other common cancers, melanoma occurs in both younger and older people. Although skin cancer is likely found in males, with indoor tanning salons, the number of women developing this cancer increased dramatically. According to the National Health Interview Survey in 2010, the highest percentage of those age ranged from 18 to 21 years old, showing 32%. I hope this convinced you that indoor tanning should not be used and is not safe. Now it's time to talk about the issue behind tanning beds. According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention website in 2017, Indoor tanning exposures use two types of UV rays, UVA rays and UVB rays, which damage the skin and can lead to melanoma cancer. Indoor tanning is particularly dangerous for young users. People who begin tanning during the adolescence or early adulthood have a higher risk of getting melanoma. Every time you tan, it increases your chance of getting melanoma. Indoor tanning also causes skin aging, skin texture change, and increase the potential blindness of eye disease if correct prevention or correct eye protection is not used during the session of the tanning. A tan body is a response of the injury of UV rays. A base tan does little to protect your future damage to your skin caused by UV exposure. Although it is important to get vitamin D, the safest way to do so is by what you eat. Tanning harms your skin, and the amount of UV exposure you need to get enough vitamin D is different for every person. Today we talked about tanning and how unsafe it is for our lives. It is unsafe and deadly. The research proves that majority of the time you are exposed to UV rays in tanning beds, more than 10 times likely you have a negative outcome, melanoma. I ask you today to make a pledge with yourself. My pledge I ask you to take is to stop supporting tanning facilities and the use of tanning beds. I also ask you to pledge to yourself to remember to always wear sunscreen and to keep yourself a tan-free life because you would have a positive impact from just using a simple lotion. Now that you know what really happens when going on in a tanning bed, you might be more careful. Remember, each time you go in a tanning bed, it isn't doing you any good to be a shade darker. It is risking your life. Thank you for listening. And here's my audience once again.